I don't know if you're aware, but my son just made it onto Pro Council.
Did he?
Yeah.
The CARS Act, all that freaking crap going on around the country. And
I know it. Group 1 has put their foot down. No preloads whatsoever. The crystal ball has been broken since 2020.
Yeah.
I like that. That is the truth.
It's been broken. So none of our cycles run the same anymore. He went to school and he majored in partying and girls, and I finally had to go pull the chain. But he's been killing it.
Welcome to the Ride and Style Podcast, your turbocharged pit stop for automotive restyling. Buckle up with Jesse and Josh.
Welcome to another episode of the Ride and Style Podcast. Today we have Rick Brashler of Dealer Source Limited. I'm excited to have Rick. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, great. Thanks for having me.
Excellent.
Ricky, San Antonio in the house finally, right? Were you on the Riverwalk last night?
No.
No. When was the last time you've been to the Riverwalk?
Oh my God, it's been ages.
See, that's a sad thing, Jesse. Jesse, when was the last time you visited the Space Needle?
Several years ago, many years ago.
Yeah.
Are you in Seattle?
Yeah, I'm in the Seattle
Okay.
area.
I grew up in Kirkland.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I'm actually in Snohomish, so we go.
Okay. I still have family out there in Monroe and Snohomish and Everett. And
Oh wow, cool. Small world.
Are they all Brashlers running around?
Nah, they're mostly Bonds.
Bonds. Okay. Awesome. Jesse, what I love about having Rick on is, how many second generation we talk to, right? Where we always talk to the second. Now we're talking to the first generation that has a second generation coming. And that's why I want to pick his brain about, because I don't know I think I would choke my son if I worked with him every day. But so Jesse wants to start with how you got in the business and everything like that. So I'll let Jesse start, but I'm going to be asking you about Dylan questions.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. First, before we get into the present, let's talk about the past. So how did you get started in the automotive world or the aftermarket world to begin with?
Oh my gosh. That goes back 20 plus years. Of course, my ex-wife worked for Classic Softtrim. There was a period there where I worked for Classic Softtrim.
Where at? Which one?
I was working for Jim Penny, who was heading up a mobile operation. And so we had vans in down in Laredo and Utah and El Paso. So we were trying to get this mobile thing going, and he hired me to do that. I think he spent a bunch of money and it never got off the ground really. And actually Kevin came in and cleaned up after me, after I left. Kevin
Gillis?
In it.
Kevin Gillis?
Yeah. So he worked it for a bit before they finally shut it down.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, going back 20 years, Diana was working for Classic Softtrim. They were starting to show signs of weakness. She was having a hard time getting certain things. They were out of colors. They were out of various things, and it started to make her nervous. So we sat down and put together a business plan and thought we could build a better mousetrap, and we did. And I don't know, 7-8 years later, we bought the branch. It's been good to us.
Nice.
Yeah.
But before that, were you doing satellite?
That's where her and I met. It was in the satellite business.
So you were selling satellite dishes?
Yeah, the big 10-footers.
And so I'm just trying to think, why did you leave that business? That obviously is still thriving. The 10.
It had transitioned into the small dish.
Yeah.
And it was no longer. It's just like any business.
How much did a large satellite cost back then?
Oh my God, back then that was like $5,000.
$5,000. So for me to get cable TV, Rick Brashler would come to my door and say, "All right, listen, I didn't sell it to the consumer, so I was on the distribution side." Oh, okay.
I think between myself and Diana, we sold upwards of $3 million a year wholesale satellite dishes. Yeah, so It's
Are those giant sleds somewhere? Where are
Yeah.
all those things?
Oh yeah, they
I
are.
I do see some of them in some people's yards. They're
Yeah.
not working anymore.
They're not working anymore. No.
What if
'Cause
I would have told you in 2026 you can watch any movie you want, just download it on your TV?
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought?
Who would ever thought we'd be having a discussion with 3 parts of the country and we can see each other's pretty faces? So,
That's right. I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
oh. So Dealer Source was born what year?
05.
05. And leather, heated seats, and then you grew
Yeah.
into
So
truck trees,
obviously,
right?
yeah. So it was back then. It was leather and sunroofs, and
Yeah.
one of
Why
the
did-
areas that we thrived in were electronics.
Why did you start it? What made you want to start Dealer Source?
Well, because Diana pretty much controlled San Antonio with Classic Softtrim. So we just flipped it over to Dealer Source.
Okay.
And obviously they didn't like that much. And we ended up in a lawsuit, and it was ugly for a while, but ultimately we won the lawsuit and we settled with them out of court.
That's good.
But yeah, we just felt that we could do it bigger and better. She always felt like her hands were tied, especially when it came to electronics. And both her and I were very well versed with electronics. So that was a natural fit for us. And for us, the electronic business back then, the 12-volt business was huge for us. It was really a big part of our business. Gosh, back in the day, I was doing 30, 40 headrests a month.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably was more, almost 50% of your business, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, at one point. Yeah. Years ago, as the structural integrity of the vehicle's roofs changed, it just became harder and harder. We had more pushback from our dealers for sunroofs. So we decided to get out, and we dropped it, and it was fairly painless for us to get out of that. And it wasn't really a profitable part of our business. It was just one of those things that kind of goes hand in hand, right? If you were doing leather, you should be doing sunroofs, at least years ago.
Yeah.
But not everybody was into electronics like we were. But from there, of course, we transitioned into lifted trucks, tires and wheels. I think you kind of made that shift a little bit sooner than me, but that was a good transition. And then a few years ago, we've transitioned into commercial shelving. So,
Yep.
and Dylan's finally getting a foothold in that, and he's got that going.
Great. Tell us a little bit more about the business today, your role in it. What do you guys do? What makes you stand out? All of that.
For me, my day-to-day is just watching the kids. I handle most of the accounting here, and I make sure there's no squabbles. But I've got a great team. Most of our team has been with us a very long time. And I think one of our biggest struggles had been finding, I guess, a disciplined outside salesperson. And so 2 years ago, when I brought Dylan in, I brought him in-house. He worked in-house for a year to understand our business. And I was a little afraid that he might be too young to go out into the field, but he just took to it like a duck in water. The dealers respect him. He's not afraid to talk to. He can talk about anything. He's pretty much a wise old soul. So the transition this last year has been good. It's helped us tremendously. He's got lots of ideas. Of course, he's pushing on me. There'll be new things to come.
So let me ask you about those ideas. So how do you, because listen, you've got years and years of experience. You've seen some ups and downs. You went through the 08, 09. A lot of these things, there's something to be said for all the experience that you have, but there's also something to be said for the new ideas, the freshes, the wanting to take chances. and pushing us conservative guys to do some of this. So how do you guys manage some of that?
You know, the 08-09 issue wasn't that challenging for us. Being in middle America, we didn't get hit as hard. Texas is a pretty stable economy, but post-COVID has been more challenging. And I think it has been for a lot of people. Again, having finally found a good salesperson, it's all about education now. We've got to get out and educate the dealers on the products. Obviously, not only has the product changed, the product's gone up quite a bit in price. There's lots of things that we have to get out and share and educate.
Yeah. So what advice do you give Dylan? I know Jesse always talks, what advice do you give to other people? But what advice do you don't want him to lose the energy and go out there or any young person that comes in. You love that. You thrive off that. You want that excitement. But how do you tamper it and try to kind of focus?
He's really good because he's a natural. He's truly a natural. So yes, it's a matter of keeping him focused, keeping him positive, giving him fresh ideas how to approach a dealer that he's having struggles with. He kind of gets a download from me pretty much every day. Him and I will talk throughout the day, 2 to 3, 4 times a day. When he was living with me and he moved out not quite a year ago, I used to be able to have those one-on-one sessions with him every night. And I don't get that anymore, but we do still talk about how to approach things and making sure that he is following up on things. He gets lots of good information from Shelly, who's kind of my right arm here. So he comes in the morning, he spends time with her, he gets a download of how his counts look. We measure everything with A, B, C, or D. And we look and see when a D account has moved up to a C or a B. Now that means something's going on there. He's making some inroads. Or if an A is showing some signs of dropping. So she gives him a lot of that information on a daily basis. So and of course we route him. So he's not just running around like a chicken with his head cut off. He's got routes, and his routes are all on a calendar that he can pull up on a Google Calendar.
Let me ask you about that. Sorry, Jesse. Let me ask him one thing, because I love, because anybody, especially other restylers that are, okay, how can I get my sales staff? How can I really figure out where my dealers are? Because we use the same thing, but I'd like to get your definition of how you define a dealer as an A, B, C, or D. We do the exact same thing. You're either an A dealer, B dealer, C dealer, E, or A, B, C, D. How do you guys qualify? What does an A dealer do that a B? Is it just sales?
It's
or
dollars.
Is it what else?
It's dollars, and I don't know exactly what those dollar cutoffs are.
Okay.
But a D account is probably a guy that's doing no business or maybe one sale a month, right? And it just goes up from there. An A account is going to be basically our top 10 or top 15 accounts.
Yeah.
That we really will keep our arms around.
Gotcha. So other restylers, just for the audience, some of them will look at an A being like, yeah, not only dollars, but you're getting sold, but you're also getting preload. Maybe a B, you're getting a little bit of preload with some sold, maybe not as much as the A, but then a C.
We've got A accounts that don't do any preloads.
Okay.
A good way to move an account from a C or a B is to get preloads. And obviously that's what Dylan is pushing on, is the preload business. But we just have certain dealers here that just refuse to preload, but we do get all their wheel business.
Okay.
It's a matter of staying in there and educating the sales team there that don't let that consumer walk out just because you didn't have the right car with leather, right?
Yeah.
Come on. We can wave our magic wand and put leather on that car within a few days.
Yeah.
Rick, earlier you mentioned getting into commercial and fleet, and I want to ask a couple questions about that. Are you primarily getting that business from the fleet manager at the dealerships that you already have the relationships with, or are you going outside and getting an HVAC company directly, or is it both?
We've tried to go to the companies themselves. That's really hard. Most of the business that we're getting is from the fleet managers at the stores themselves. And it just, that's a really hard one because it's competitive and there's so many different brands, and certain dealers like certain brands, and some brands have a kickback, some brands don't. We carry Ranger. Ranger doesn't have any programs, but their product is probably the best product in the marketplace.
Do you guys do a large percentage of your business now in fleet, or is it tiny, just beginning? And then same with retail. Do you guys do much retail? Your name Dealer Source implies dealership, but do you guys?
No, we do. We're probably about 35% retail.
Okay, great.
And we do social media, and we're going to get back to doing that and various things. And we kind of stepped away from all that because I just was really having a hard time to find the return on that investment. It's really hard.
Yeah.
But we're going to get back to doing that to drive people into because we do have a showroom where people can come in and touch and feel and see the products that we offer. But as far as shelving, for us, shelving's just spotty. It hasn't been consistent. And they're long sales. We've got one we've been working on that's a 4-van deal. Dylan was going to go check on it today. And then we got another one that's a 5-van deal. But I don't know if we're getting outbid or if these deals aren't being finalized. It's just, we're getting more calls, which is great. It's just, it's spotty. Last month, I think we probably did 6 or 8 vans, but it'd be nice to get up to doing 8 to 10 to 12 every month.
Yeah.
Consistent.
So you look down, you look in your crystal ball and you look forward and say, okay, Dylan, someday you might be doing this thing. What do you think, whether it's the next 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years or 10 years, what do you tell him about this business?
He knows that I don't have any intention of stepping away anytime soon.
Yeah. And I guess I'm probably talking more about where do you think the industry is going versus you personally, or what his role will be and stuff like that.
I think his role will stay where it's at in sales.
Yeah.
He's just getting stronger and stronger every month. And he's just like his mom when it comes to sales. It's just easy for him. And he enjoys it, and he enjoys the freedom, but he doesn't abuse it. I don't know where the business is going. It's been such a roller coaster ride here the last 4, 5, 6 years, right? It's hard to put, that crystal ball has been broken since 2020.
Yeah.
I like that. That is the truth.
It's been broken. So none of our cycles run the same anymore. May used to be a monster month for us, and we're having a slow month.
Yeah.
In April was usually a slow month, and we had a great month.
Yeah.
There's just no rhyme or reason right now. And like I tell Dylan, I said, just don't drink the dealerships, don't drink their Kool-Aid. When they say the sky's falling, don't drink their Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it's falling every month.
It's
For those guys.
In their eyes, it's falling every month. Yes. So it's just a matter of keeping him motivated, giving him ideas, setting him up with promotions. We're doing things like right now for the commercial guys, on any commercial build over $7,000, we throw in the big Yeti, 45 Tundra. So they kind of like that. So it kind of makes it lean towards us.
I need to go get a van, Jesse.
It's like I told Dylan yesterday, we were talking, I said, if this 5-unit deal comes through, this is on Fords, and they're all HVAC packages. I go, when he calls and says it's a go, ask him what color of Yetis he wants, because he's going to get 5 of them.
That's right.
But Dylan's not afraid to get out there and try things. We're doing a big van job next month with God, what do you call those power gates?
Lift gates.
Yeah,
Oh,
big
the Tommy gate.
Tommy gate. We're actually doing a Tommy gate. Big job as far as the whole thing. He's stepping into areas that anybody else was afraid to do.
Good.
Yeah.
That's cool to watch him. I remember when he was 4 or 5 years old, and I'm like, and then at 12, I didn't think he was going to make it in life. I don't think you did either. And at 14, I worried about his life. And now he's a success story. He's a rock star. I love talking to him. I love seeing him. He's always good looking kid. He's got a smile on his face, good energies.
Yeah.
New SEMA Pro involvement now.
Very SEMA, yeah.
And he's super excited about that.
Yeah, we hope he'll get on the select committee at some point. That'd be great.
Oh, he is. He's on.
Did he make it?
He made
Yeah, this is brand new news, Josh.
Yeah.
Shocking. Okay, this will be a little bit of time before it gets out, but yeah, this just happened then. Awesome. He made it.
He just found out last week, I think.
Good. Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know it'll be great for him to be on and have that fresh blood.
Yes. Yeah. These are the things that I think will help him grow and help us expand. And he's gonna come back with fresh ideas.
Yeah.
So this is where being involved is important. And he's one of those kids that wants to be involved. Like I said, he didn't really even show any interest in the business up until a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He went to school and he majored in partying and girls, and I finally had to go pull the chain. But he's been killing it.
He's got a lot of raw talent.
Yes.
A lot of raw talent.
Yes, he does. So I'm keeping him as trained as I can. Him and I are actually going up to a seminar this weekend in Phoenix, a sales seminar. That'll be good for him to expose him to some new things. I'll be sending him out in a couple of weeks up to Ranger Academy, which is the commercial training, just trying to immerse him in as much as I can.
We'll have him on soon enough especially as a Pro Select committee member.
Yeah, great.
And what is he going to say about you? This is your opportunity to cut it off at the head right here.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
You're gonna tune in and find out.
Yeah, I know he won't say anything bad. Him and I are super close.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
We're really tight.
That's awesome that you're able to do that with your son, him with his dad, and have that not only a great relationship but a working relationship and fun to be together. That's awesome. But not many people are able to do it, let alone be successful at it.
Yeah, and a lot of kids, as you know, that they step into their parents' business, they step in with an attitude of, that's not my job because my dad owns the place or whatever. He doesn't even, unless they recognize the last name on his business card, he says nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't have a silver spoon in his mouth.
Nope.
Yeah.
He wants to earn.
Unlike my son, who told my wife, now this is a funny story, told my wife, she goes, what are you going to do? Because he's graduating and everything. And he goes, I don't know, maybe I'll go work and do what dad does. And she goes, oh, you want to go do accessories, install, learn window tint or what? And she goes, no, I'll just travel around the country, sit behind a computer like dad does. But like, bro, no. Trash duty, number one.
That's right.
Number two, maybe we'll put a tool in your hand. Number three, maybe we'll put a phone in your hand. But let me tell you what you're not going to get, a computer in front of you. Anytime soon.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, they think it's easy. It wasn't until Dylan came in and worked inside sales that he realized how many moving pieces there are, right? Yeah. There's lots, and how demanding our customers can be. And they can be very challenging at times. And some days they're in a good mood and some days they're not. You got to take the good with the bad. And it's not all peaches and cream every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll keep fighting the good fight.
Congratulations on everything you guys are doing. Jesse usually has one last question, but before we let you go, thanks for always being there in the industry, being available, phone calls, and keeping the next generation coming. You had to do it physically. The hard way is having a son and keeping the next generation going. But thank you for doing that.
Yeah. No, I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Thank you, Rick. So where can people follow you, learn more about what you're doing, sort of contact information? What would you like to share?
Obviously, our website is www.dealersourceltd.com. Our website is more structured around information. It's not necessarily going to have pricing or anything like that. We've been a fixture here in San Antonio now over 20 years. It's pretty much it.
Right on.
If the Spurs don't win, all right, first of all, right now, as of today,
They're the
Thursday,
best team in the
21st,
NBA right now.
if they don't win, it's embarrassing for you guys because they're unbelievable. I think they're going to blow out the Thunder. And then I hope Cleveland makes it, but I also hope that they don't make it against the Spurs because it'll be I don't even know if they'll let them play 4 games. They may just after 3 games say, forget it. This is not, Cleveland won't even show up. But how does it feel to be, just real quick, how does it feel to have the best potential player ever
Oh my God.
in your backyard again? Like,
I know.
what the heck do you guys do down there?
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
football. You don't have any of that stuff because I mean, Texas sucks. But I'm just more for professional basketball. You guys are amazing.
Yeah. They have always done such a good job of recruiting internationally. And we got lucky when we got that first pick and we were able to pick Wemby. And I think this is his 3rd year. He was a scrawny little thing his first year or two, and he was getting shoved around quite a bit. But he's bulked up. I mean, he's gotten stronger, and he's doing some pushing and shoving now. Yeah. So but he's just got such a great team around him. I watched the game last night, and they look good. They just kept letting it get away from them, and it was still a good game. I think they'll take the next 2 here at home.
Spurs in 6.
Yeah.
And then Spurs in 5 on whoever they play.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's anybody else. I think the best team I think we're going against the second best team right now.
Yeah, I agree.
If we get past OKC, I think it's national championship.
So Jesse, Dealer Source is kind of like they're kind of like the Spurs of restyling, where they just happen to have another amazing generational salesperson come along and allow to pull them through. So you got to grow them like that. You can't just find them. So
got to grow them, start them young.
Yeah, that's it, buddy. That's it. All right. Awesome. Thanks for joining us, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate
Thanks, guys.
Hey, Jesse, can you stay on for a minute?
Take care.
I can, sir. Bye, Rick.
Right,
Thank you very
you,
much.
Rick.
Hey, guys.
And there you have it, another high-octane episode of the Ride and Style podcast. Revved up and ready to go. Your hosts, Jesse Stoddard and Josh Polson, shifted your automotive game into overdrive. If you're hungry for more insights, trends, and game-changing interviews from the automotive restyling universe, don't forget to hit subscribe and leave a glowing review. We'd also love for you to share this podcast with your gearheads, installers, and auto lovers network. Because remember, knowledge is power, but shared knowledge turbocharges the whole industry. For more expert resources to supercharge your business, cruise on over to autostylemarketing.com, your one-stop shop for everything automotive marketing. Until next time, keep those wheels spinning and your passion ignited. Thank you for riding in style with us. See you on the next lap.